if you're seeing my face, it's probably because you subscribed to my channel when I was doing homesteading and beekeeping stuff. Here I am, a little bit older now. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Sarah. I used to do homesteading and beekeeping stuff, and now I'm pivoting. I am pivoting because a variety of different life circumstances and challenges within my life. Also, I spent many years traveling abroad, and one of those places was Cambodia. And when I worked in Cambodia, I got everything under the sun. I feel like every ailment. Not malaria, thankfully, but I did get dengue and an amoeba, and that changed my digestive tract forever. And then I lived in Australia, and I had my son in 2020, and he came out and he was high-pitched screaming. And I got back to the room, and the nurse accused me of taking narcotics during pregnancy, because she said only babies who are addicted to narcotics high-pitched scream like that. Of course, I burst into tears because it had been a terrible pregnancy and a terrible birth. And it did not stop there. Spoiler alert, though, I did not take any narcotics. Just in case you were wondering, I have to put that out there. So when we got home, then a cascade of other events started with my son. He was pooping green mucus that smelled like vinegar. And he never wanted to be put down. He wouldn't sleep for more than 20 minutes at a time. And I was going nuts. I lived in Australia at the time. I live in Canada now. And it was the end of 2020, which, as we all know, it was not the greatest time in the world. And the beginning of the COVID pandemic, and nobody was allowed in the country. So I could not get help from my parents because they were stuck in Canada. And we couldn't really go anywhere or travel or do anything to see anybody. And everybody that I tried to get help from just brushed me off. After a lot of struggles and talking to a lot of people and finding a group of other mamas online who have been struggling through some of the same things. My son was going through a lot of food reactions through my breast milk, and he would not tolerate any. He would take a bottle, but he would not tolerate any formula, unfortunately. Even a lot of the prescription stuff, he just could not tolerate it. He could not tolerate so many foods through my breast milk. We were on a total elimination diet for 2 years. 2 entire years, I ate about 8 foods. I was trying to eat other foods and introduce foods, and he would just react horrendously. He would poop mucousy green vinegar diarrhea, and sometimes if it had dairy in it, it would be bloody as well, which was horrifying as a first-time mother. Of course, the doctors just wanted to give him PPIs, proton pump inhibitors, which I did try, I was desperate, did not really make much of a difference for him. He just had horrendous reflux, did not sleep. Anyways, long story short, during my maternity leave from work, I ended up doing my Master Herbalist Diploma because I was seeing a lot of naturopaths, and even through that I could not get any help. So I decided I was going to go all in on herbalism. And previously to that, 20 years prior, I was working in the environmental field and already loved plants, so that was totally fine. I had been foraging for edible plants since I was like 2 years old with my parents. So the love of nature was there. However, working with medicinal plants was a whole different ballgame, and it really forced me to double down and learn what was safe and how to use it and what was out there. There was so much that I did not know going into the world of medicinal plants. So from there was another couple of years of trial and error, and well, maybe 1 year, I guess, after that, and trial and error and using medicinal herbs and figuring out and looking for patterns. I got really good at looking for patterns. I looked at a lot of poop too, and which was great. I realized some patterns within him and his poop, and I can go over a high level a high-level version of it, but to sum it up, he was having horrendous reflux, a burning acid, and as he got older, he had pretty severe constipation, although he was having daily diarrhea. So it was overflow diarrhea. It's something called functional constipation, and that was a buildup, and it was pushing everything up and causing reflux in him. He had a bile deficiency from looking at the color and undigested foods in his stool, and he had a lot of inflammation going through because of just the history of everything. And so I learned how to deal with the reflux. I introduced bitters to his diet as well to start to get the bile flowing. I did also introduce some supplements, pancreatic enzymes, and magnesium oxide to help with the constipation, and slippery elm to help with the cooling and the soothing effect. It really helps coat and soothe the mucous membranes in your digestive tract specifically. We used aloe as well for the same reason. Aloe is really good at helping to soothe and cool the inflammation in the digestive tract, but it also really helps with leaky gut. We also did juiced plantain as well, broadleaf plantain, so Plantago major, not the banana looking thing. And what else? Coconut oil, introduced coconut oil, slippery elm, vitamin C as well, helps with constipation. So with all of those things, it has really, over time, changed him. He's a completely different kid. He doesn't have any more reflux unless something happens and we miss some of the supplements, but we don't need them every day anymore, which is a good thing. He can eat almost pretty much every food now, which is amazing. It is so good. Just not to have to worry about those kind of issues and what's he eating, where is he going, because he's in school now. So he's transformed into a different child entirely. And when I had my daughter 3 years after he was born, so she was born in 2023, and she had similar digestive issues, but I knew exactly what to do, and her challenges were not nearly as long. Like, we had a bit of, right in the beginning, we had some challenges, but honestly, like, at that point, I was experienced, I knew what to do, I logged in, and I looked at the patterns, I sorted it all out, and I knew what to introduce and what to trial, and going from there. So this is my very long story of my gut issues with my children and myself from working in Cambodia as well, healing myself, figuring out what to do with all of my issues in there as well, which really pushed me into herbalism. Like, I saw the benefits of herbal medicine, and it has made such a difference in my family. Anyways, that is a long story about why I'm pivoting. This YouTube channel will be moving now to more herbalism. I do hope that you stick around and enjoy the benefits and learning about herbalism and different ailments and how to treat them in a more natural way, because we all know that pharmaceuticals can help sometimes, but a lot of the times they can actually be very hurtful and have a big range of side effects. And I really do believe that plants have the power to help our body heal themselves. So anyways, stick around. Thanks for being here. Happy healing, everybody.